Hello, 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 hello. Happy Monday, everyone. How is everyone doing? Good morning, Patrick. Sterling, thank you for putting in all the news. Yeah, we had McDonald's was a beaten earnings, a miss in revenue. Where was Cat? I know you had that in here too. That was a beat, and up like 4.5% already. Thank you for putting that in. Oh, goody. NVIDIA price target 800 because everything's AI now. What else do we got going? There's a good morning, Sterling. Uh, where do we sit? Powell CRE appears to be manageable. That's going to bite. That statement's going to bite him in the butt. Three rate cuts. Again, he's keeps reinforcing that. Not five or whatever we're priced in for. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Options 22. Back at home yet or still traveling? Good morning, Royal Palms. Can we check out Google? Remind me later. Good morning, Anissa. Good morning, Legion Reaver. All right. We'll have to take a look at that. I got to get through this stuff. It's been my wife is out of town in Arizona looking for rental property for us. Trying to line that up, so I'm managing everything here and the four dogs, and it's always out of sorts when she leaves with the dogs. So, yeah, just bear with me. Bear with me this week. She will not be back till Saturday. So, it could be an interesting week for lack of sleep and just really busy. But markets march on. They didn't give us this week off in the market. So let's see what we have going on. Let's see what we have. We have the S&P composite PMI and services PMI 15 minutes after the cash open. More important, the ISM services PMI, employment and prices. That's the key things. Watch for employment and prices to see about, especially that employment was down to 43 last time. But prices, really see if this pops up. Expected to come in line, but watch if that pops up. Also, if PMI services drops below 50 would be key. Then we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions. We got Bostic speaking this afternoon, and that's really about it. What else is on the board this week? Not much tomorrow. We got Mester speaking. Economic optimism. Wednesday, we got import and exports, balance of trade, the EIA numbers. We got Kugler speaking, Barkin speaking, Bowman speaking. And Thursday, unemployment numbers. And Friday, just rig count. So very quiet day. What else? So far this morning, you got NVIDIA up on the upgrade, or well, not the upgrade, the new price target. Mixed with the mega caps, Tesla down, Apple, Google up. What else do we have? What else do we have? Where's my biggies? There's you go. There's Caterpillar, 4.6 right now. And MCD should still be down unless something really interesting happened. But besides a couple of the earnings, got Lilly up, mixed to slightly negative morning. Basic materials down. Technology, healthcare, and defensive are the only things leading. Everything else is negative, being led down by basic materials. Fed watch. Let's do a refresh on this one more time, just to see. We have definitely now we're above 80% for the March pause. May cut. The market still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts priced in. 5 cuts priced in, not the 3 as stated by Powell. Fear and greed still at the upper end of greed. Could be popping back into extreme greed if it makes another push higher. Schiller PE up above 33 now. The standard PE 20, almost 27. Whew. So, market's frothy. Market is frothy. All right. Screen is blurry on your end. Is it clear on everybody else? It looks clear on mine. Let me just take a look. It looks clear on my stuff for the what's going out. Mike is fine. I didn't know Mike W. Mike is finally escaping the People's Republic of Illinois. Yes, we are trying to. We're getting the house all in order. So hopefully, good morning, Heinrich. How are you doing? Didn't get an email from you, Heinrich. You asked about the Discords. Remember, support of Pat Trading Partners. I didn't see one. Let me know if you sent one and I missed it. Other than that, thank you, Richard. So the potential double, caught on the rotation zone, rotated up, so the potential double never triggered, off the table now. So far inside day to Friday. Key support really coming in about 49.55. Below that, the only other major level I'm looking is about 49.15.50. 49.15.50. But in front of that's 49.32 is a little 50% retracement. That would be the bigger sell-off. That would even be in Friday's low. But the only thing I'm watching for more of a rollover is 49.15 in the short term. Okay, other than that, any rally, you already have very key resistance 490.80. Then it would be Friday's high area, 49.97.75. I still think this wants to tap 5,000. 5,000 is a really key magnet price for this week. So keep that in mind, please. And then we have 5,021. But I'm watching 5,000 in front of that. Other than that, rotation zone sitting back down at that 49.32. And in front of that, you have that 49.55 is very key. Not much to talk about. Cycles are trying to get down. It's been just such a mania. Now, remember, we are getting slowing momentum. So especially this last push higher, really waning momentum. If we could get another, like a little push up with even lower RSI, that would be a triple divergence, which we can at least go into possibly at least a short-term pullback / consolidation, more of a consolidation. NASDAQ, no, not a double. This is technically a triple. Not yet to Coco's 20,000. Trading against some key resistance, 17,750, 17,740, 17,750. Above that, I'm going to 17,800. Then we have a very key cluster area, 17,897 to 17,921. Key support. Let me do this real quick. Hold on, let me do this. The key support on the pullback. 17.5 is the 50%. Roughly 17.5 is the 50%, and that comes just above Friday's low. The key area is about 17.429 on a closing basis. All right, the rotation zone's at about 17.550. So I'd be looking, if we did start breaking down major support 17.550, then 17.498, 17.5, and then key 17.429 on a closing basis. That's breaking that down too. Good morning, Christoph. Meanwhile, the yields trigger a %B as they sprint towards a potential double bottom. Yes, they already have a potential double bottom. And we will take a look at the yields. The Dow hitting the next major area on Friday. Very key harmonic hit on Friday. If it pushes through Friday's high, 39,091 and 39,289 area. Support is coming in about 39,485 to 39,500. Again, we're getting some waning momentum also there. The Russell. Keep a close eye on this. The Russell. Let's take a look at that 4-hour right now because we have a multi-bottom area here. And no, you can't have a head and shoulders not reversing a move. Some people say this is a head and shoulders. It's not. So don't pay attention to them. But you have a very key level right here. 1945. We start breaking below that. Remember, it stalled out between the 50 and the 62.5 and rolled over. We start breaking below that. I'm watching for a retest of the lows, but the key level before that for me is 1921, 1922 area. If we break down, though, I'm really targeting a return to the 200, about 1857 area, 1860. So keep an eye on that. VIX, still slightly stair-stepping higher, but no major fear unless we really start getting above 1465. DAX still has a very sloppy potential double top, getting very ugly, but 16,878. I'd just be looking for that for pullback areas, especially down to the 50 if it triggers, but nothing yet. The notes, the note futures, has a potential double top, lopsided double. I like the yield better, again, in this case. But that would be a close below 110.26. So that's interesting. You also see it on the weekly. You can see the lopsided. One top, two top. And that would be, look at where the weekly flattening out rotation zone is. So this could easily be another key little breakdown right here. We'll have to keep an eye on this. In terms of the yield followed through with the percent B buy on Friday, following through today. So it was watching Thursday's high, got through there Friday with a close above it. Now the follow through. We also closed back above, well, on Friday. We hit the 62.5 and closed right below it, but today looks like it's going to close above it. So the minor magnet price, 14,146, and then the trigger point would be 4.196 on a closing basis. So keep an eye on that. But this is the kind of stuff that when I talk about front run patterns, this was definitely a potential front run pattern if you're trying to learn a concept like that. So they don't always set up. There aren't always front run patterns, but a percent B buy can be a decent one. Or a percent B sell. 10 twos. Triggered the double. Little bounce up today. Nothing key to talk about there. Dollar index finally broke up today, getting above a key resistance area. Now this gets significant because now we're officially in between the 50 and 62.5. Support now for me is coming in 103.80. Next resistance level is about 104.20. And then we have very key 104.44 on a closing basis. You get above there. We have the magnet prices 105.27, then 106.11. So keeping an eye on this to the upside. It would now, in order to get me worried, would have to do something like a shake and bake pattern where it got everybody in. If it did a very sharp reversal and closed back below 103.20, then we could be faking people out. But other than that, I've been watching for this to build. We finally got the breakout on Friday. Crude. Weekly crude still closed above the 200. Big reversal, outside key reversal last week. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Holding a trend line and on Friday closing above 72.05, which is where I'm watching for the key closing basis. We're getting back to cycle bottoms. And this, so far, we'll have to see if this sets up any potential buy setups going into tomorrow. Gold, major reversal filling the gap from the contract roll. Looks like it's going to fill that. If you look at back adjusted, still right against the 200. So I'm still watching to see if we close back below 2025. But gold just can't catch a break, still in consolidation. Yen moved back up against that 75 again. It's got to get through this 148.75 area before it tackles 150.18. Watching how it behaves up here. It's trying to stay now above. I'm curious today. 148.35 is a key closing level on the yen. Euro breaking down on Friday, closing below the 50% harmonic, still between the 50 and the 62. The next key minor support 107.28 area. And then we have key on the closing basis 107. 107. A close below 107. The next magnet price is 106.21. But this is fairly substantial. It's going to be interesting to see where it closes today. On any bounce back, watch 107.61 on a closing basis if it does bounce back. Pound also breaking finally out of consolidation against the 200. I'm going to be watching still. We need some more follow through about below 125.50. Spiders, Friday closing just below the key harmonic cluster. Today's slight gap down 493.25. So the first thing on any rally would be to the close 494.35. Then you have the Friday's high and the key harmonic area at 496.46. So 496.50 area and then 497.65. All right, I'm pulling off these. We have to get a little longer harmonic. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is mind-blowing. Since the percent B buy at the end on the weekly of last week of October, one red week, one small red week. This thing is on a tear. So that's what I'm saying. You go with the trend until it stops. We have waning momentum also, but there's no great sell setups. I mean, there could be a little pullback, but that's not a fantastic sell setup. That would be a pullback. Areas to watch, the major support coming in about 491.50. Other things you'll want to do if you're learning this stuff, use the harmonics. 489.48 would be the key level, 487.84 on a closing basis if we get the bigger pullback. The Qs, no, not a double. It's just getting too there's a technical term. Trading against a key harmonic area, slight gap down today, 428.86. So 429.15 would be to the gap fill. Your key area to upside is about 430.55 area, and then above that, nothing to about 434.16 unless we use the minor reverse harmonics. This is a very key potential topping area. So if it does break above that 430.56, which is a major harmonic level, minor would be 431.50, then we got 433.12, then 434.16. Oh, pullback levels. The key thing that I'm watching on a closing basis, if we do pull back, is 421.75 area. Key support in front of that is 423.55, and then you're at about 425.25 with the rotation zone. Bitcoin still in the bouncing back into consolidation. Little fake breakdown here, so we're back into consolidation. Only interested unless we can break above 43,600 on a closing basis. What else do we have? I'm recording Futures Edge after the close today, so that will come out this week. What else? What other things do we want? I know. Let me get back. We had Google. Google. Let me see one thing. Yeah, is that a potential percent B buy if it closes above Friday's high? Looks like it to me. Somebody can please verify that. Key area I've been watching on any bounce back plays with Google. First target is roughly about 146.65 and then 148.81. So those are your key levels to watch in Google. We had cat. Was that a weekly? Yeah, that's pretty decent weekly cup and handle. Harmonics. I'm just using the standard harmonics higher, which gives me 329.07. We're trading 333.70, so 329.07 on a pullback. Then 340.77 is the next key target. What else did I? Yeah, I got Google. Thank you for the reminder. How does an RSI less than 30, greater than 30 compare to a, well, RSI being less than 30 or, doesn't, it's not a signal for me. It's an area to watch for stuff, but it does not constitute a signal. Yeah, I got the cat weekly double handle. Thank you, everybody, for reminding me. I really appreciate that. Snap announces plan to reduce global headcount by 10%. And of course, you're gapping. What is? They still aren't making money. Well, let's. Oh well, nothing to talk about here. What else do we have? That's really about it. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, the only thing right now is Tesla has pulled back into potential double bottom territory. So your only thing right now would be if it closes back above 196.36 would be a little potential bounce play. Also with the gap play. Other than that, and that would not invalidate the double top that we're still watching for lower prices. So it would just give another potential bounce in the rotation zone and a rotation lower. So that's something right there. But the next major targets are 162.85 area, then 140. Then it's really about 153.75. PLTR. Did I not go through earnings today? Did I do that or did I skip that? I skipped that. Sorry. Cat with McDonald's we already talked about. Palantir. After, that's really the big one after the close. What else do we have? We have Spotify tomorrow morning. BP, Toyota. Snap, which already announced their layoffs. Enphase. Chipotle tomorrow afternoon. Alibaba. CVS Health, Roblox, Wednesday, PayPal, Walt Disney, Thursday, Wednesday after the close. Thursday, we have ConocoPhillips, Hershey. Thursday after the close, Cloudflare of Pinterest. Friday, Pepsi. All right. Palantir, thank you for pointing that out. I forgot to go through stuff. Targets. Ooh. But they didn't rise high enough. I mean, you're technically, if Palantir did get above 1835 on a closing basis or a gap, I mean, if it went through this with momentum to the upside, 1950, 20, and then 2067, I'd still use those targets. It's really sloppy, but it's valid on the weekly. But I'd still use that on any gap play for target areas. Even if it does an earnings thing and gaps, a target, if you're doing some earnings play, I'd be looking at 1951 as a first target area. And let's just see on this. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at where that is on the 62.5 from this pullback. Right there. Right there, 1950. There's the target to the upside. Then 2009 to 2030. To the downside, the very key area is this 1575. You get below that, let's say there's but it's still, some of these have just been getting bought again repeatedly. That's also right around the that harmonic, if we break below the 200 area and this little support base, you see where I'm talking right here, and there's a gap down, look at your 50% retracement harmonic and the prior major support level. I already had a black line there, and that's your harmonic, what, 14 bucks roughly, and then 1191 is the kiss it goodbye level to the downside. But the key levels I'd be focusing on, really, you know, if I was structuring an upside play, it'd be interesting to structure around some of these targets with the sloppy double. After RSI goes below 30, then closes above. It doesn't for me. It does not for me, though. There's no signal I have with that. Looking at the, it might be similar, but again, the RSI, you can get a lot more noise in. Just take a look into the open still. To get in bullish mode off the open, 49.75. To get more in breakdown mode, 49.64. In between here, it's just no man's land. Buy and sell, key support resistance. Tick. That's a pretty negative tick opening. So I'd really be watching right now to see how it reacts at this, on any bounce, how it reacts right around that 49.75, or if the tick rolls over and we get some negative pressure in the open, this how it reacts at the very key support level. If it starts pushing through there and you have a breakdown in tick, you don't have a lot of support below that. You got some minor support about 49.60, and then we're talking the other levels I already outlined. TSN has a potential weekly melt. Yeah, don't just assume that stuff because it looks in the short term. TSN has a potential weekly. TSN, then I got to run. TSN. Let me see how that looks on the monthly. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner on the monthly. But still valid. Yep. Gap up. So this is the kind of play that I'd have to be looking for. Not only that is, you had this very key support becoming resistance, setting up the double. Now it's gapping up above that. So I'd be looking for any pullback, gap to fill a gap that was left behind also for Tyson. I'd be looking for any pullback on the shorter term. Come on, give me my for a potential longer term entry. That would be interesting. That's an interesting play. Thank you for pointing that out, Christoph. With that, I got to jump into the open. I hope everyone has a wonderful trading day. I will see you all back tomorrow. Bye for now.